So welcome to Realtalk, episode 1. New podcast, so a little bit of an update from myself. So been busy the past few months sorting out funding and just trading and stuff, just being, just trying to be the best version of myself with not too much distractions from YouTube. And I've got commitments within the trading space as well, different communities that I'm a part of and stuff that I'm trading with people, and we're just helping each other, learning. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So yeah, this is episode 1 of Real Talk. So in the first episode, we're going to be talking about trading gurus, which is a big focus of mine, if you know me. Um, just because I believe that 99% of the trading space, especially the retail trading space, is just full of idiots and Instagram people, and the actual trading space itself of people trading, that is as well filled with idiots. So I know it sounds harsh, but yeah, let's take a deep dive into this over the series of podcasts that I'm going to be doing, talking about different topics that I've researched and different experiences that I have had as an amateur trader in the retail industry. So let's start off with trading gurus. So a trading guru is somebody that claims to make a lot of money, the money being made from trading, and they want to sell their techniques in the form of educational content, normally being a course, package of videos, an ebook, or maybe one-to-one sessions, maybe like access to like a Patreon or something like that, where you get access to exclusive educational videos, books or whatever. So how normally can we spot somebody that is a trading guru, somebody that's a mentor, somebody that's a coach? So normally somebody that's like a mentor or a coach or a teacher, they'll normally find you finding them, if that makes sense. Like it normally be through like recommendations and stuff like that. That's normally how you find like a genuine trading teacher. But even then, for recommendations, you can still get caught. So I'm not saying everybody that recommends somebody will be, but they don't advertise. Basically, they don't have a reason to advertise their services. Some might be do a little bit of light advertising, but it's normally something that you won't really come across. So that's the first sign, is actually somebody being on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, or their own website. And we can find any, if we Google, let's have a look. We Google learn to trade Instagram. The first page that comes up on Google, there's actually 3. Let's click them. So the first one that comes up, we've got one called Striving Trader. Got 75k followers. They actually give free trading tips. You normally get loads of pictures. Some of these are explaining like what an ETF is, etc. And then you've got other stuff, just little little pictures. What is a short squeeze? How to keep a trading journal, and things to focus on as a momentum trader. The cycle of market emotions. Quite decent little tips that I guess could be helpful, but still, it's still pushing everybody into that same retail space that everybody's in. Sorry, I just had to pause the recording then. My cat was making loads of noise. So that's the first page. The second page that we go on is another one. Learn to trade. Again, got a course. The next one, learn to trade in France. Again, another course. All to sucker people in. Now, I guess you could make some, I guess you could make some decent progress being with these people, but you're not going to ultimately know how to trade properly. And this is a thing that people don't understand. Sometimes you can learn to trade, yeah, from these people and make money. But just because you're making money doesn't mean you're doing the correct thing and you're doing how, you're playing how the market actually moves. You're not getting lucky, but you might be playing around them. It's like the same thing with support and resistance traders. Yes, it's going to work sometimes, but do they know why it's working? Because it's got nothing to do with support and resistance. It just happens to be in the same area that support and resistance is. And that's where the banks are buying. So anyway, that's another topic. So the main characteristics of a guru: flashy lifestyle, exotic kind of stuff, cars, stacks of cash, videos, articles, posts, claiming that they know what the methods to make you rich. And then you got these live trading videos where you never see their account balances, or all verified statements that actually prove they're profitable and real. They normally also got quite complex storylines, and that showed them as the underdogs that made themselves millionaires through trading and coming from nothing. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people are very clever in the way that they do it because they'll do it so subtly. You won't see the Lambo, you won't see the villa. Some of them you won't, but a lot of them you won't. How they do it is just show you them being free. That's what it is. I don't work. I don't do this. I don't do that. I just live. Then slowly you see the little hints, the nice little flat in London, the nice car but not supercar, just living life all right. Do you know what I mean? Being sweet. That's how they show you because you think that's achievable. The Lambos and stuff is a bit excessive, but there is a crowd for that. But the other one is like, okay, the dude's doing what he wants to do. If I had that lifestyle, I would do it a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? Just showing that they can fly anywhere and do what they want. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. One of the main points that they make is that the reason why they're helping other people is because they want to help other people. They want to share it with everybody. It's boring. Now you tell me something, right? Imagine right now, you know a little edge in the market. You're bringing in yourself £250,000 a week, right? Would you be messing about teaching people on the internet, or would you be living your life? Now I'll tell you something. If I had that money, I would be flying around the world, getting up to all sorts. And included in that, if I wanted to help people, which I would be like in Africa, helping people build communities there. And I'd be in third world countries across the world helping people. You don't have to help traders, you know what I mean? We live in the in the first world, so to speak. In the West, we don't have to help other Westerners. If you really want to help people, go and help people that are much less fortunate than us where we live. And that's one of the main warning signs for me because I know as a human, if you want to help people, which you should, you know what I mean, you should want to help people that are in different situations than you. Why would rich people waste their time helping other Westerners? Do you know what I mean? There are people that do it. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying, why do all of them, right, that you can find online, want to help you? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Why is every single YouTube advert got a guru on it? Why? You gotta ask yourself a question. Why? The industry must be massive. It's the same thing with like the scams. I'm a prince. I've got this money to send. The email scams, right? They are big business because all it takes is one person to fall for that, and they've got a load of money. They can afford YouTube ads to try and help you. If you cannot see that's a warning sign, personally, I think you need your head looking at. You know what I mean? And yet you can say, you know what, Dex, I know you've brought courses, but I've never brought a course off a YouTube ad. You know what I mean? That's like another level of stupidity in my eyes. But some people are stupid. I've been stupid. There's nothing wrong with being stupid. Do you know what I mean? But as long as you correct it, you can be sweet. So you have to look at it that way. If people are these great philanthropists that they say they are, why do they want to help the next guy in the West or in a similar situation? Do you know what I mean? Because really, like I said, if you got a bit of money, you want to help something that's going to have a bigger impact than just helping some kid in his bedroom. Do you know what I'm saying? So another thing that they like to pose as well is that they had a job. Like they had a minimum wage job and now they have it now. You've got to be careful with this because I know some genuine people that do take pride in the fact that they have hustled and grafted from nothing. So there is a fine line between this, and it's very hard to actually find somebody that's real. But how do you? They'll show you they're real. I'm not saying they gotta have statements up. Do you know what I mean? Because some people might not be comfortable doing that. But I think as a mentor, if you're trying to make yourself out to be one, I think it's your duty to prove to people that you are real. In an era where there's so many fakes, I think it's your duty to do that. It doesn't have to be a statement. There are many ways you can prove yourself. Because a lot of them, what they'll do, they'll have two computers and they'll go long and short on the same trade. Even with a real account, it doesn't matter. The trade's going to balance out anyway. The only thing they're going to lose is their commission. That's it. The very clever ways these people do it. They can show you a whole P&L that might be somebody else's P&L. Did you see a name? Did you see a statement? Or was it just a screenshot? We live in an era of Photoshop. Don't believe everything your eyes see. This is the problem. And even some guys, yeah, they might have people in communities and they're gurus and the people in the communities are doing good. But as somebody that's got the keys to the market, every single student should be doing good. And I get it's not for everybody, trading isn't, and I get that. So there are some discretions within that, but you shouldn't just have a few people. Everybody should be doing good, which is the reason why you're never going to learn how to trade for a few hundred quid. If you want a mentor, it's going to cost you a couple of grand at least, because they're going to have to spend a lot of time with you, you know, picking out your flaws, smoothing them over, and that will fast track you a bit, but you can do it on your own. So they're always going to try and these gurus are always going to try and claim that they can teach you how to make money, get rich, quit your job, and be successful in life. Live the life of your dreams. You know what I mean? Over promising is what they're specialized in. Now, this is the issue with this, right? You will never be successful at trading unless you decide to put down the bullshit and realize that this is not a get rich scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not also a get rich scheme. It's not. It's a lot of hard work that you're gonna have to put in. And trust me, the money that you get is worth the hard work you've put in. It's not a get rich quick thing. It's just not. Yes, it's not even a get rich thing. Do you know what I mean? It's a build wealth thing. Trading is there's a difference. Do you know what I mean? It's different. You've got to respect it. You've got to get humbled, and you've got to learn the lessons. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, you're not gonna get nowhere in this game. People need to stop listening to so many fucking idiots. It is ridiculous the amount of idiots on Instagram. Like, just stop following them. I don't follow anybody now. I don't. You know what I mean? There still might be a few accounts left that I haven't gone through yet, but I'm not really, to be honest. Like, talks a bit different to my Instagram because I don't really go on Instagram. I just use it as a platform and speak to people on there, but I don't really look at the feed. So I've got random people and I just follow people back on there. But on my YouTube and stuff, I've just blocked out everybody that I don't need to see. You know what I mean? And trust me, there's only like 2 people left in my subscriptions for trading. That I'm gonna follow because I think everybody else is full of shit. If I'm honest with you. And sorry if this the swearing in my podcasts. I don't know how that's gonna go down, but we'll see. So why do gurus make no sense? And this is because the markets are hard. The market's very hard. There's not such thing as a secret method or an indicator. Now, if we talk about indicators, every single indicator, right, is pretty much a calculation of a moving average. Right? And I can code, and I've written indicators myself to help with me me with my strategies. And I know that they're pretty much all moving averages. Not all of them, obviously, because you get ones that do different stuff, but a lot of like oscillators and histograms and indicators like that are normally some form of calculated moving average, or it's got the moving average calculation in there. Now, that's not going to make you rich, right? It's not. And once you understand what the banks do and what they're looking at, you'll realize that they want people to be dumb. They want dumb money. They want stupid people because they need stupid people's liquidity in the market. And the reason why is because the market searches for orders. Right? A lot of people think if you've got more buyers, the market goes up. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. And this is a big thing people seem to not understand. And it's because of the retail space. You know what I mean? If you've got 10 million sellers, right, that are coming in at a certain price, right? Sorry, 10 million buyers coming in at a price, right? And only one seller, the market isn't going to move. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a million buyers, right, entering the market at 10 and the sellers only, right, at 50, guess where the market's going? To 15. Now, if you've got, say, one buyer enters the market at 10 and a million sellers at 50, the market still goes to 50. It doesn't matter whether the more buyers or sellers. People don't understand this simple concept. It's not about buyers and sellers in the market. It's about balance. And this is the reason why the retail industry is so messed up, because people think that, oh, the buyers have overtaken the bears. They haven't. They haven't. People aren't going to get anywhere in this industry until people realize that the market doesn't work like that. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just the way that the system is designed. The system is designed to keep you broke. Brokers make you broker. You know what I'm saying? A job just over broke. The system is designed to keep you in work, to give you a taste of life that you chase for the rest of your life. You think the markets are going to be that easy that a guru can tell you the secret to the market? Are you mental? Of course it's not going to be like that, is it? The only way you can make money from trading is to understand the logic. Why does price move? How does price move? When does price move? Where does price move? These are the fundamental questions you have to ask yourself, not fundamental analysis. Yes, you can make money from it. And like I said, you're making money because you're overlapping what the banks are doing. It just happens to be. And yet, sometimes an RSI signal will give money because the banks need to keep traders hooked. It's a casino. The brokers need to keep everybody. Look at the lights on a broker. Look at the flashing buttons and everything. It's on the front pages to keep you enticed. Very psychological. Another thing with a lot of gurus as well, they focus a lot on risk management. Now, my opinion on risk management is very controversial. I don't believe in it in the sense that I don't believe you need to manage your risk. It's step one. You should have that down as step one. It shouldn't be something that you need to work on as a trader. If you can't get that down, don't bother trading because it's so important. But I don't believe in the whole risk management facade people give you. You need to put a trade on the table and know that your risk is balanced out and your profit is way more than your risk. Your risk is minimal and you need to accept the money you've put on the trade. If your stop loss is 200, it is £200. You don't move it. You don't cry when it gets hit. That's your risk. Accept that risk. You know what I mean? If you're going to be a wuss, don't trade. It's not for you. Do you know what I mean? This is real talk that I'm giving you. You need to accept the money you've put on the table. If you can't do that, and you've got to go, I need to work on my risk management. I need to come and work on my risk management. Trading is not for you. You know what I mean? Risk management needs to be something that you get down very quickly because it is the backbone of trading. But it doesn't have to have this whole fuss people make out of it. You need to understand the risk. The logic is more important than the risk. Once you've got the logic down, work on the risk, work on your entry. That's it. There has to be none of this facade about risk. It's just nuts. You hear people just talking about it over and over and over, waffling on about risk. Okay, fair enough. But it needs to be step one that you get down is risk. You need to accept the risk. You need to understand the risk. That is step one as being a trader. Forget your entries, forget everything else. Get the risk down first, move on, learn the logic. Then you'll have to revisit risk to make sure you can implement it live. And then a little bit of psychology as well. Psychology is very important. But again, it can be a big focus sometimes, but the whole psychological thing, you need to just trade mechanically. So it doesn't have to be like all this facade about psychology and risk management. You need to trade like a robot. You need to have no emotions. You need to be cold. You need to be like a cold bastard to trade. You need to be. You need to sit there and take that hit like the crazy mofo that you are. Take it. Yeah, there's no emotions in trading. You get emotions in trading, the market will just chew you up and spit you out. And this is the thing. The gurus can talk about this to give you waffle, to fluff it all up. But if you got a decent enough strategy that follows the logic, the risk management wouldn't be so hard, in my opinion. The psychology, that is quite hard, you know what I mean? That little bit of psychology that you have to work on is very hard. You've got to, you know, accept the fades of trading, which I guess does overlap into risk, but it is very controversial view on risk. I understand that, but I'm the kind of person that I know the risk, I accept it. That's the end of story. I don't want to talk about it anymore, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I've got the risk down. I will take that hit and take that loss and re-enter. You know, and I'm not a master at risk either. I'm just saying it gets fluffed up way too much. You'd have people working on risk for months. Stop it. Just accept the risk. If you've got to work on your risk that much, your risk is too much. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? It's way too much. So, anyway, moving on. I'll go into like risk a little bit more in another episode. And this is all stuff that professional traders have told me, and people that are ex-institutional and institutional have told me this stuff. So, it's good information. So, you've got to understand as well, if everybody did the same strategy, it might render the strategy useless because it's like the banks need to know where retail are. So if everybody's trading the same strategy, right, like you follow one of these massive trading gurus, and a lot of retail move over to it, well, then the banks are just going to start manipulating it because they know why the market hunts orders. And if the banks can manipulate price without putting the orders in themselves, they've got retail to do it. Like I explained earlier, you just need one order to move price. As long as there's nothing in between, the market will go up. It's got nothing to do with buyers and sellers. It just hasn't. Look at an order book and look how it moves. So, hedge funds and banks always make money. They never do not make money. Always. They've got high frequency trading machines which ensure they're making money all the time. Like they never lose. I'm saying, which is the reason when they go down, they go down. They will go bust and get bailed out or whatever. But if a bank goes down, they go down big time because they can't lose. There has to be some serious stuff going on for them to lose. So, fake trading gurus are master deceivers. Everything you see is carefully constructed and crafted. It's a marketing lie. So, why do they need to do this? So, number one is the income from courses. It's good money, very good money. Let's do a quick calculation here. So, let's say for the monthly, let's say you charging £200 for community access. So you got 1,000 people. That is £200,000 a month. Yes. So let's have a look. So let's do. You've got a course selling for £500, and you've sold it to 750 people. That's 375 grand. So just over in between a quarter and half a million. So let's look at a cheaper course. Let's go. You've sold a course for 250 quid to 1,000 people. That's 250 grand. That's £250,000. That is a lot of money. So let's say the the guy does it a little bit cheaper and gets loads of people in. So say you only charge 150. Let's say 150. No. Let's go with 300. All right, you've got 300 people. That's still 90 grand. It's a lot of money that you get. A lot of money. So another way that they do it is affiliate programs with brokers. They usually refer people to brokers and get commissions. And sometimes they even will refer people to unethical brokers that will literally destroy people's lives. These guys do not care what they're doing as long as they're making a commission, and that's very true. They just don't care. So a lot of these brokers will literally pay to get people over, pay when they put the first deposit in, pay for every trade that they get on, and it's very big money when you add it all up as well. It can equal a lot of money. So another one is normally you'll get like little segments of nuggets that they say. So you buy the course, you're with their broker, and then this month they've got a boot camp or they've got a seminar that you have to pay an extra 50 quid for. It's putting money back in their pockets. You know what I mean? You got the secrets of the markets, you give it me for one price. I ain't paying again. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. But obviously they don't have the secrets for the market. So this is how the money's being made. Everything else is normally lies. They're not successful traders. In fact, they're just pretending to do it, and they're hedging their trading orders between two brokers, or they're just recording different screens or recording one each day, and if the one works, they'll upload it and put it on, and you can spot them a lot of the times. There's ways to spot demo accounts and whether the people are doing fake things. So in the end, you'll never see an account, you'll never see statements, you'll never see anything proper with their name on, printed right in front of your face. And if they do and they make a big point of it, it's probably fake or somebody else's account or it's a Photoshop statement because, you don't get trading gurus that are successful. They just don't exist. Why would there be? Trading's unlimited money. Once you know how to trade, it's unlimited money. I've done the calculations, if I can keep up the pace that I'm on, and the money that I make now, if I was to times my account by 100, by 1,000, whatever, it's just about scaling up, isn't it? That's all it's about. And yet, it's different when you go for funding. There's more pressure, and it is harder. Or if you're doing your live account, you scale up, you shit yourself for the first time if you do it too quickly. So obviously there is a whole thing with scaling up, but if you know how to trade, it's just an upwards hill from there. You know what I mean? So this has been episode 1 of Real Talk, and this is some real shit right here that we spoke about. And I'm not going to let loose in these episodes. It's going to be pure real talk, which is how it should be. You know, you need to avoid these things that I speak about, because I'm speaking from experience and speaking from other people's views and research and stuff that I highly regard. So I hope everybody follows some advice that I give, and I hope that I can make an impact in people's trading lives. You know, people need to start using logic and common sense when it comes to these things. And if something looks too good to be true, it is. If something looks weird, it's because it is weird. You know, it is one of these things. And you need to avoid people that say make money from your laptop while you're traveling, financially free, living your dream life. You can have a secondary income. You know, just remember, trading's freaking risky and it's hard. You know, and the people that are successful traders are in the dark. They're in the shadows, smashing the markets because they understand what the market's like. So it's very hard to find a decent mentor that knows what he's doing. You know, I haven't came across many, and the few that I do know, their prices are high because they deserve to be high. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those things. You can learn it yourself, but people need to start using their heads and literally think logical. You know, stop being stupid and following these people on YouTube. It's not going to get you anywhere. Stop living the dream that you're going to make all this money. Just stop following the money. Focus on learning the markets. Focus on learning what the markets do. Learn how the banks move the markets. Learn the cycles of the markets. Don't just try and learn a quick pattern because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Don't give your money to these people. First of all, learn it yourself. You'll learn enough about the market to be able to spot and see through these people because it is very easy once you know. Very easy. But thank you for listening. And episode 2, I will do next week. And I'll get on this real talk shit because I know people like real talk and you don't get much of it in trading. So I actually had plans for the previous podcasts to get ex-institutional people on. I had another guy that you probably all know who he is. Quite a lot of you would know, that said he was going to come on. So I'm going to be chasing up these people again and basically getting this podcast back up and running again. Now that, you know, my trading's doing all right, I just need to smooth a few things over, you know, and which is always the same. You've always got to progress and stuff. But yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it? Constant progress, constant inertia. Simple. Catch you all soon.